Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Big Red and More podcast. I'm T-Bird, and with me, of course, is Sean
What's happening, guys?
and Jaden.
What's up?
It's been a couple weeks. We haven't been on since Fuck Iowa week. So shout out to all the Iowa fans for all of their comments and driving engagement to our page. Really appreciate that. And still, fuck Iowa.
They must not have much better to do.
They really don't. But I mean, let's be fair. It's no different than how Husker fans would be towards them too. So I mean, if I seen an Iowa podcast with fuck Nebraska shirts on,
that's the thing. Do Nebraska fans watch or listen to Iowa podcasts? I can't imagine that they would. I can't imagine that they would.
Yeah, I don't think we'd give them the engagement.
No, I have no desire.
Why did Sean Friesen
I have a hard
look
time
like the fucking
listening.
Undertaker there? He looked like the
Undertaker,
dude.
I thought his computer froze again.
You paused with your eyes like rolled in the back of your head, like Undertaker.
So I have a hard time listening to Doc Talks because his co-host is Travis is an Iowa guy. You know what I mean? So it's hard to like even listen to him. Like, so I'm not going to go out of my way and listen to a fucking Iowa podcast. I don't care if we're playing them that week or not.
I mean,
I honestly am under the opinion that I don't really give a fuck what they say. Is like I still think we can beat Iowa every year, and we've played them close. How many fucking years? I'm tired of that shit. You know what I mean?
Well, and the fact that they've been always 9-3, 10-2, whatever, and there's so many times we could have beat them.
I mean, they're an offense away from being fucking ridiculously good. That's the sad thing about it.
Well, that's how we were this year, to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, they're annoying, but I mean, you got to think we're annoying to every other fan base out there too. So, but no, I appreciate the comments. Appreciate you guys driving engagement on our page. So thank you for that. And we still have better corn. So there's that.
It's true.
And
Definitely.
beef.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're known for corn. We're known for steaks.
Yep. So, okay. So a lot has happened in the last couple of days. I mean, fucking Monday just sent us to the moon, right?
Yeah, but a lot of that was with the arrogant thoughts by every Husker fan that we could get both McCord and Raiola.
Okay, so let's get into that. So by Monday and Tuesday, even, you reading the tea leaves and Husker Twitter. I mean, you think we got Raiola, Kalen, and McCord, right?
Oh yeah, we were winning another offseason championship.
And we were going to break a record for winning an offseason natty in December.
Well, and don't forget about Julian Fleming too.
Fleming coming, yeah.
But that's without McCord coming, I don't know if I could see.
Yeah.
Apparently, they say we're still in the mix for him, but we'll see.
When's the last time you looked at Twitter?
Just a minute ago.
Oh yeah, they're talking McCord's out.
McCord's out. We're talking Julian Fleming.
I thought him and McCord were a package deal.
Apparently not. That's what they're saying is we still have a shot with him. But I'm not gonna get my hopes up there.
Well, and that's like I said, I feel like that's us being arrogant fans thinking that we were gonna land both quarterbacks, right? But
that was my initial thought. I was like, how do we get both? Like, how is it possible? Who do we lose?
Well, I think you get both. You keep all three because, like, in my thought process, and I think we do keep Chuba. I don't think Chuba goes anywhere because my thought process was like, okay, McCord starter, Dylan's the number 3 quarterback, emergency only type situation. Try to play him 4 games, bowl game type deal. McCord probably wouldn't play in the bowl game. He'd probably opt out.
Yeah.
You get to play Dylan, in that game. You'd have Chuba be the backup for the whole season. And then Danny Kalen's coming in as the backup for Raiola when Raiola becomes a starter. That's kind of like what I had in my head,
Mm-hmm.
And that, again, that's being the arrogant fan.
Like Kalen, you could see because we're already kind of planning on him redshirting first season and developing, right? I mean, realistically.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
I was hoping that for Raiola too, though.
But now, as of like 5 minutes before we start recording,
he's going to Michigan State.
Oh, no, it looks like we're not going to get any of them. Like it's such a Nebraska thing.
I didn't even see.
We're losing in the fourth
Raiola,
quarter right now.
Raiola's in.
Raiola's going to be in.
I think that's a done deal.
Okay, so you guys think Raiola's in no matter what?
I think him coming Saturday is a move-in day because he's coming early.
First visit.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I don't think it's a visit. He's been here fucking 70 times. Like,
no, it's actually an official visit this weekend.
But he's already had like an official visit here.
I don't know how that works because I thought you only got one.
So that's what I'm saying. I think it's a move-in day more than anything.
Okay, so this ties into B's question, right? Since it's been announced McCord is out, where do you feel we go for a quarterback? How confident are you that we land DR, which you guys have stated? What if he's using the threat of coming here as leverage to get more NIL money to go elsewhere? Hashtag feeling abused and not in a good way.
I really don't think with his uncle coaching here and shit, I don't think that he would do that. I don't think he would ploy us to get more NIL money.
No.
I think that'd put a rift between. I think that'd be a family rift.
That'd be a family feud. That'd be a family feud.
So that'd be my only, that's my thoughts on like that. But I do think after, because it was like McCord's all in, and then all of a sudden the Raiola shit happened, and all of a sudden he's gone, Kalen's gone. That tells me that it's Matt Rule's not sitting there going, I'm losing. He wasn't going to lose. They wouldn't have if they didn't think Dylan Raiola was a deal, like a real thing.
Yeah.
Or already locked up. They wouldn't have
gambled like that.
They wouldn't even reached out to fucking Danny Kalen.
Right. Understandable.
And that's why he's going to Michigan State or taking a visit to Michigan State. That right there, him going to Michigan State tells me all I need to know.
Yeah. So other one here from JP, which is a good one. It's a two-parter. We'll address the first part first. Do you think the reason McCord did not commit is because Raiola is planning to commit and McCord won the guaranteed number one spot, which reads a lot into my thought process? Yeah. Or maybe because Raiola was going to maybe get bigger cut of NIL money?
I think it's more of he's scared of a high school quarterback, apparently. So, Rule probably told him straight up, be like, hey, you come here,
you're competing.
May the best man win.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be, oh, no, we're going to give it to you. I mean, it should never be that way. And that's why you get so many kids transferring. And I mean, if you look at Ohio State, for instance, how many guys do they have in the transfer portal? A ton.
A shit ton.
Right. And how many does Nebraska have?
They lost a running back to Cincinnati.
Yeah. How many does Nebraska have? They only have 4?
3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, and Jeff Sims is one of them. We knew that was coming.
I mean, he does that.
Yeah, but he went to Miami. That's weird, right?
No, what?
He didn't go to Miami.
I thought he committed to Miami.
That was a fake account.
Yeah, okay. No. So, and the other guys we lost are they're not starters. I mean, Ohio State is losing their starting quarterback. How does that happen? Why does that happen?
Maybe the guys behind him are better.
Rotation.
You know what I mean? Like
the rotation of what they got.
Yeah, I don't. It just doesn't.
So
if they were better, why weren't they playing?
I think the answer to this is Ohio State wants game changers at quarterback, whereas Nebraska, we just need a game manager for right now.
We just want a quarterback.
Exactly. So a game manager to us is a huge upgrade, right? Whereas to them, a game manager isn't enough. They need a game changer, right? So I guess you can look at this one or two ways, right? So what they're thinking is they want their Lamar Jackson, their Josh Allen, their Patrick Mahomes, their Joe Burrow, you know what I mean? Whereas we're happy with a Brock Purdy, with an Alex Smith, with things of that nature, which I was going to say Brock Purdy might be a bad one to use because of the great team that's around him. But
that doesn't count.
Like a Kirk Cousins, Alex Smith. Yeah, I know I already used him, but you know what I'm saying? We need somebody who's not going to lose the game for us. We're not necessarily looking for that guy to win the game for us yet. Whereas those guys, they're thinking, well, we need the guy that's going to win the game for us at quarterback position. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I just, I'm more on like, I guess I don't understand what we were talking about right there.
What do you mean?
Sorry, like I'm kind of forgot the question, I guess.
Okay, do you want me to read it back to you?
Well, no, you kind of went on the tangent of the two
I did.
different styles.
I did. That's what I'm saying.
So
Do you want me to refresh you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you think the reason McCord did not commit is because Raiola is planning to commit? McCord wanted the guaranteed number 1 spot, or maybe because Raiola was going to get a bigger cut of the NIL money?
I don't think the NIL is the deal. I think if they both wanted to come here, I think they're both going to get a fair market value, I guess, if you will. You know what I mean? Assessment. So I don't think it's the NIL. I think it was he wanted a guaranteed spot, which by all rights he should want that. You know, I don't disagree with the kid. You know, if you're transferring, I don't want to transfer my senior year and sit the bench to a fucking freshman, which Rule's been known to fucking play a lot of freshmen too. So it's one of those things where like, I don't know. I like I said, it was more. I think if Raiola's not coming, McCord is absolutely here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But
I agree.
I think that's why I'm really confident in the Raiola thing right now is because those two bailed. Him and Caitlin both are in that. All of a sudden, a whole bunch of shit flipped between those two.
So you guys listened to the Pat McAfee show where Rule was on, right? You guys listened to the whole thing?
I didn't listen to the whole thing. I just caught clips of it.
Okay, well, there's a part on it there where Rule says you have to be absolutely brutally honest with these kids.
Yeah.
Right? Especially transfers, things like that. So I think the conversation was, yeah, we want you bad, but I'm gonna let him compete.
Yeah.
And
if
there's the fear that you're gonna get beat out, you know, you're already transferring. So I don't know. Oh my God. Sorry, I don't mean to get on this either, but the fucking lift for 14 days on transfers. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is crazy.
But then like kind of going back to what you're saying there with Raiola and whatnot, like Rule said a couple different times now, once on the McAfee show and then once in his interview, is that he would rather recruit high school kids than go in the portal, right?
Yeah.
So if he locked up Raiola, there's kind of no need for McCord at this point. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
yeah, but McCord is only a 1-year guy,
right?
So it's just
also that you can't afford to not take as many quarterbacks as you can, especially
Agreed.
a proven quarterback that played against Big Ten defenses.
I'm
going
to be more willing to take that guy over a true freshman to start.
Not the number 1 kid in the nation.
I don't know.
No way.
I'll tell you what, with Rule, you play Raiola or you lock up Raiola, you're guaranteed your job for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas McCord, you're only guaranteed for a year. So that's another thing to think about too. I mean, that's no different than, you know, say the Raiders last year, right? Instead of they move off of Derek Carr. Well, instead of fucking going and taking Jimmy G, you would just move up and draft a rookie. Well, that would have saved Josh McDaniels' job for 2-3 years rather than Jimmy shit in the bed this year and you're out, bro. Right?
He apparently didn't want CJ Stroud, which made no sense.
But see, that's why I can't with Josh McDaniels. But anyway,
he's terrible.
But I've seen the rumors still picking up with the DN from Florida and the running back from Florida. Yep, his little brother's here.
Yeah. I can see that. I
could see that happening.
I don't see ETN coming here.
Really?
No.
Why is that?
I just don't. He has no. There's no association. Why would he leave Florida to come to Nebraska?
Well, isn't him and Princeville like fucking
Princely? We already have Princeville.
Whatever.
Yeah, Princely. Yeah, that's going to be fun if he comes next year. That's going to be fun to figure out. No, I don't know. I don't think he is. Is he?
See, I thought,
good buddies?
I thought I read that those two were buddies.
The only thing that I seen was that they're all like following each other.
Right.
Well,
with Raiola.
I mean, that makes sense. Well, with Raiola.
Now, I also heard another rumor that so when Raiola was going to commit to Nebraska the first time, right? The kid that he committed, he had a receiver buddy coming with him,
Mm-hmm.
and then he wound up going to Texas.
Yeah, along with that offensive lineman, Baker.
I heard that there's a possibility that receiver also decommits from Texas and comes here.
And possibly Baker.
And Baker. I heard Baker as well.
But why wouldn't they have followed him to Georgia instead of going to Texas?
I don't know.
They might not have the room.
Yeah,
Which I don't think that's the other thing that I don't understand. We have 26 commits.
Yeah.
How do we didn't have 26.
Who are we telling kick rocks?
Well,
we don't have to tell people to kick rocks, but you can be like, hey, like these guys coming in with big NIL money. You got to
get it down to 85.
I know.
Yeah, you got to be a
scholarships,
right?
But if you're giving Raiola like $2 million, he can pay for his own fucking tuition. He don't need a scholarship.
And that's why we might have got that kid just committed like an hour ago.
The preferred walk on.
Yeah, preferred. He's a 3-star and
Xander Ruga.
Yeah,
something.
He's a 3-star, 4-star offensive lineman, but yet he's a
Gorman
walk-on.
Kid.
Yeah, Bishop Gorman.
Yeah.
He's a walk-on. It's like, how does that happen?
See,
so the NIL is.
Well, the other thing too is you guys got to remember is if you come as a true walk-on for the first year, then like you can still get an NIL that's paying for your college tuition.
Right. Yeah. So I'd assume that's how they're going to work that out.
Isn't that what Callahan talked about?
Yeah.
Him and Sip. So
yeah, I mean,
it's crazy right now. It's
wild.
absolutely bonkers. And then the whole 14-day window is, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I mean, what's it going to add, though? You know what I mean? Like, with that 14-day window, like, again, kind of going back to what Rule was saying on the Pat McAfee show is, these guys are they're gonna transfer and then they're not gonna find homes and then they're gonna have to walk on somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you got so many, because they're still high school recruiting. Like Matt Rule said, he's like, I'm high school recruiting. We're gonna build this program from high school up and bring in portal guys where needed.
It's gonna be like a 90-10.
And he made a comment about Georgia earlier in the season about like those guys, they don't go into the portal. They recruit high school kids.
They don't have
to, and they develop. And that's where Matt Rule, and he's said it several times. So I'm starting to believe it, And then even with like going back to the McCord thing, is he got his high school guy. He's kind of like,
yeah,
we're not going to pay you $1.5 million.
I think losing McCord helps seal up getting Kalen in too.
Well, I feel like, and I'm sure they have these conversations, but go talk to Chubba, right? Like, how many times in the last 10 years has the backup quarterback from Nebraska played?
Correct.
You know what I mean? A lot.
Yep.
And that's why I don't think Chubba leaves. I think Chubba's like, fuck it. If I'm the number 2, I'll be the number 1 at some point. Yep. You're a snap away.
But here's the situation. Like T was talking about that 14-day transfer thing. Chubba, because he's already transferred once.
He can go now.
Yep.
He has 14 days to figure out whether or not he's staying.
Yeah. I just don't see him going anywhere. I really don't.
I don't know. He could go. I mean, of all the people to go, he could go.
Well,
I think if he goes, I don't think Kalen goes then.
Well, this is great for Sims because Sims, he had already transferred once before, so he would have to sit out.
Yeah, but
I
don't
even know how that would work out because he's a senior.
He graduated.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Oh, so is Chubba's graduated too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Never mind. That's right.
That's why I really do think Chubba stays. I don't think Chubba has any.
Yeah, he probably would have already entered the portal by now.
I think so. And then I think definitely you would have heard something about it today or whatever else. What?
Nothing. We're both getting a mutual call at the same time.
Oh.
Say
Jesus Christ, get your shit together over there.
What the fuck did I just miss? God damn it. What did I miss?
I fucking hit my bottle on the microphone.
He's doing a wraparound.
So we do have drunk Jaden tonight.
No.
Wrap around.
Oh my God. How do I shut this thing off?
But no, like kind of going into the future of like Nebraska football right now, I think just going back to like my wife even noticed, like we were listening to the Pat McAfee deal, and she doesn't know shit about football or anything like that. She don't follow
Wow, way to
Huskers
throw
like.
Jody under
No,
the
it's not
bus.
like that. It's just
Fuck
like she
that.
don't follow it like we do or whatever. And
Yeah.
after listening to that, she's like, Jesus Christ, I want to go play for that guy. You know,
Yeah.
like because he's like, and again, it's not something that he says and then does something opposite. Like he is about the players. Like
Mhm.
you can tell that he is best interest of the players, whether you like the truth or not. He's going to give it to you.
Yeah.
And I love what he said on the McAfee. He's like, I don't really care if it pisses you off. I'm going to say it.
Yeah, I mean, that's
You
just
know?
a general life rule, right?
But that's what
Like,
he's talking about with the portal. A bunch of coaches, I guess, called what he said is
Oh,
like
yeah.
coaches called him because he's like, you just set the market, dickhead.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's
No.
like,
yeah.
He's
no,
like, I don't care.
and he didn't. That shit's been around for a while.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like before he even said that, that Ward was already. They already came out saying that Ward fucking had what 5 offers for over $1 million.
Yep.
You know, so
Hell, what Marvin Harrison Jr. They say he has like a $20 million offer.
yeah, if he stays.
If he
Well,
stays.
what about that Jaden Rashida kid that committed to Tennessee at like $5 million?
Yeah.
I think another big thing about like what, and again going back to the future of this program, like the things that I noticed throughout the season is our discipline was better on penalties, all
Mhm.
sorts of shit. Like that's the foundation that you want to see
Yep.
being built. But then I think another thing that you're noticing is we don't have a lot of guys transferring out, and not only that, you've got fucking Gifford and goddamn
Ben Hart.
coming back.
Huge.
That's big. You know,
As
those
well,
guys.
I mean, Ty Robinson announced much sooner
Yep.
than they did.
Yeah.
But
you know, these guys are like. Because I remember when Frost came in, you had an exodus. You know what I mean? And when Riley came in, you had an exodus. Like it was so.
But that didn't really happen with Rule. I mean, we had a few guys leave, but not that many when he first came in.
Well, I'm even talking after year one. You know, when Frost came in after his first season, dude, we shitload of people hit the portal,
and a lot of those were his recruits.
Yeah.
That's what was.
They came in and seen the truth and got the fuck out.
And that's why.
So who do you guys think's our new quarterbacks coach? Based on Raiola.
I hope it's Christensen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what
that would be Mahomes' fucking quarterback coach. Dude.
Yeah,
like,
well, he can still do it on the side.
Yeah,
I think Matt Rule, when he said, I don't think it was just about quarterbacks. I think he was like, we're gonna fucking spend some money.
Yeah,
like, fuck off. This is what we're doing. Get the fuck out of the way.
Which is nice, right? Because you see that finally coming to fruition of what we talked about for a couple of weeks. But then also right after you see 1890 coming out saying, "Oh, hey, give us some money.
We need money." Yeah.
But but it's like, I'm not giving you, like, I'll gladly give you money if you bring these guys in. But if you don't bring these guys in, I'm not fucking giving you any money.
So Matt Rule said something on the McAfee show about how he does think that the university should be in charge of all this. Right.
Yeah.
And this is where I actually disagree with him, because I'm not going to donate to the university.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm not going to donate to the university, because with 1890, you know where that money's going. That money is going to all the student athletes. It's not just football.
Yeah.
It's
so listening to 93.7 The Ticket today, there's a guy that put in like 75 or $100, but he could dictate 25 to volleyball, 25 to wrestling, 25 to football.
Oh, you can literally pick?
Yes.
So if
nice.
if you donate to the university, that once
you
that money goes, that could go to the arts. That could go to.
I have no idea where that's going.
Exactly. That's why I do not want the university to get it, because the tuition's high already, right? And now you're going to give them more money to put where maybe you don't want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Where at least with 1890, you know where your shit's going.
Are you saying fuck academics?
No. That's not what I'm saying. But
just because you can't read good,
you got to understand. Okay, so people always want to look at the football numbers and how much football money or how much football generates money for the university, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Nebraska enrolls 36,000.
Yeah,
I don't think it's that.
I think it's only like 25.
Okay, 25.
Yeah,
What is it a year? 45,000 to go there a year?
40-ish, 35, 40.
Yeah, at least.
All right. So what's, just tuition alone off of that is they're making a shitload of money off of tuition. It's not like the university's hurting in money. And then
No.
I'm sure they get some of what the football team makes and stuff like that too. It's not like they're ousted on what that is. So the university is making enough money for academics and things like that. That's not.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't
they're
forget
just
about
cut.
apparel and everything. They
They
get
just
money for
cut
apparel.
some of the academics. So, but I think football funds. I think football mostly just funds all of the athletics. And not
Football
necessarily
funds
the
all.
academic.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, but volleyball pays for itself.
Yeah,
That's the
volleyball.
only one though.
Yeah, no.
Basketball breaks even.
Yep.
Baseball almost breaks even. So basically, all your funding is wrestling and all the other
Track and field, gymnastics,
gymnastics,
Bowling,
bowling,
yeah.
shooting, yeah. But women's volleyball, fun fact, Nebraska is the only one that turns a profit as
Yes.
far as a women's sports.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
But that's why it's important for the basketball team to win, because they start winning, that place is packed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The fans will come out for that. But when they're losing, it's hard to go out on a Wednesday night or a Thursday night or whatever to go to those games. And if you're losing, it's not going to go. Baseball is very much the same way. When Nebraska's winning, that place is packed.
Yep.
But when they're not having a good season, shit, it's empty in there.
Yeah. Baseball starts winning, you're added more seats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's room to add more seats.
Well, there's standalone room too.
Yeah. But okay.
What was the second part to that question?
Oh. It was if Frost goes to Iowa's OC, which do you think will be more important to him in the pay negotiation? Golden tea or margarita machine in his office?
He can afford his own fucking margarita machine.
Also, shout out to Double B, said he'd have to switch from Coke to meth.
Yeah.
I don't see that the way Kirk Ferentz runs his program and how he wants his offense to run. I can't see Scott Frost going there.
I agree. I think Scott Frost is going to land somewhere, and he's going to probably do fucking great.
No, I'm sure he will.
That wide receiver you're talking about was the former Texas A&M one, the 5-star, right?
Demas.
Yeah.
He just tweeted out just a corn cob.
Yep.
So watch out for that.
But with Frost, I just don't see Ferentz and Frost's them meshing well together with their arrogance. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Frost is a good fit for Ferentz.
No. Well, I guess if Ferentz is obvious, I mean, is he gonna stay? Do you think he's gonna stay?
I think he would have already announced. He would have already announced, I think.
Yeah.
Do you guys think we're gonna get Casey Thompson as a quarterback coach?
No, he's just here. Him and fucking Gabe Irvin are buddies. No, he's got another year.
He's a grad assist now.
Yeah, he can come back.
He's listed as a grad assist.
I'd be fine with him coming back. I really would.
Oh, it'd be great for depth.
But he can't play, can he? Yeah, he's got another year, right?
Yep, he got granted another year. I mean, he'll be like 28 years old, but
if he knows he's coming in as a backup,
yeah,
fuck it. Because what was his injury? What happened? I can't remember.
ACL.
Was it ACL? Yeah. Okay, so he would barely be ready for.
It'd be
start of training or start of fall camp.
Well, he needs the spring. You can't miss another spring. Not here, anyway.
Yeah.
Not with Raiola and Kalen coming in at the same time, coming in early, too.
I wouldn't hold the brakes on Kalen there.
I don't know. I think if McCord's out, I think we can still get Daniel Kalen.
Well, I could see that only in a situation where Dylan is playing this year. Kalen redshirts. Dylan leaves after 3 years and gives Dalen 2 years to play.
Boy, that's a lot of what ifs.
Yeah, that's why I say that's the only way. But how are you supposed to?
Raiola needs to live up to his pay raise.
Yeah, that's true.
If that's going to happen, which I think our line did get better, throughout the season. Just it needs to get a lot better. What are you guys looking at? What's going on?
My phone. We got people.
Our phone.
We got people chirping in, dude. They know we're recording. So, shout out Matt. Long-time listener, first-time caller, wanted to know our thoughts on the Raiola situation, which we already covered. But shout out, Matt. Thank you.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that.
What'd you do?
He's looking at. He's
Billy
over there fucking
Joy.
looking at
He
TikTok.
fucking joined the fucking video chat.
I was trying to look at the message. I'm like, who the flip?
I don't know. Can somebody please donate to this podcast for me putting up with both of your fuckery week
Hey,
on
I've been
and
good the
week
last
off?
couple times. Fuck you, man.
Well,
You just jinxed yourself for that.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm
no,
excited for
whatever.
the recruiting class to come in. I'm honestly, like, I hate to say this, but I'm like excited for year 3. You know?
Oh,
what I
you're
mean?
already
Like,
skipping past year 2?
well, I just want to see his
Don't
recruit.
fucking
No,
be
I
that
want to
guy.
see his recruits come in. You know, the guys that he's getting and stuff. Like,
Develop. Yeah, sure.
also,
sure.
what if Raiola does finally come to Nebraska? What's that do for our recruiting stance? Because we're at like 24 right now, right? Like, where's
massive.
that?
We're already
Massive.
no, we're already done pretty much for this class. But
Yeah, but we don't have
obviously-
Raiola.
Exactly. I think it would jump us to like 18 to 15.
Oh, you're talking rankings?
Yes.
Oh, I just thought you meant. Oh, are we going to get more? But no. Yeah, no. What are we at?
Because
right
it
now?
won't be just him. We're going to
we're
get a
20
receiver
we're
to
at
come
22.
24. We're at like
We're-
24
Last I saw was 22. I could be
or
wrong.
22
but-
something. Yeah.
So you get Raiola a 5-star, the second highest rated.
He'd be the highest. He'd be over Lucky.
No. I mean, he's number 2 in the top 100.
yeah.
Number 1 quarterback, but I think he's number 2 overall.
Oh, I thought he dipped down to like 5.
It depends on what. It depends on where you're looking.
Yeah, which site you look at. So yeah, I can see 15 to 18.
I mean, if he comes to Nebraska, they'll automatically drop him into a 4-star
So-
Oh
status.
yeah, easily.
So Matt's question is, if we flip Raiola to the Skurs, does that also involve some nice tag along players, possible 5-stars? And that's
No.
what I was just saying right now is
The only one I can see is
we're getting a
Baker.
receiver to come with.
Who?
We're
The
getting
one
a
from
receiver to
Texas?
come with either that A&M kid or I could see Fleming coming to play with Raiola.
You got to flip. You got
That
to. You got to
A&M
get. You got to get at least 1, maybe 2 receivers out
Yeah.
of the portal. You have to.
That
Yeah.
A&M kid is JUCO.
Correct.
Yeah, he's he was a high school 5-star. Right now they have him as a no star because he hasn't done shit. But
Well, did you see how much Fleming dropped? Fleming was like a 99.95 coming out, and they got him at like a 90 right now.
for a transfer,
He's only like 8th ranked receiver in the transfer.
yeah.
And
But
considering,
if you look at his stats, they're not that great.
yeah,
But-
because they got fucking other fucking.
well, that's,
Yeah.
that's what I was
monsters
saying.
over there, you
They
know?
had Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, Chris Olave. They had,
No, just this year alone, they got that.
Mbuka.
Yes.
Yeah, like so his stats are going to be skewed anyway, just because of who else is all there.
Yeah, for sure.
But we do need to get a couple receivers, and it's not because of Lloyd. Goddamn it, Coleman or
Malachi Coleman.
Malachi Coleman. Like I believe in those guys, but they're just so young.
Doss.
Jaden Doss. Yeah,
you know,
Jaden Doss.
you gotta
Marcus
get some-
Washington? Is he going to be back?
Yes.
Is he?
Well,
they
no,
have
we're
not
still waiting.
officially-
We're
we're
still
still
waiting
waiting for
We're
the
still
waiver.
waiting.
Oh, okay.
Is IGC gone?
No, he'll be back.
Is he going to
IGC
be
will
back, or
Yeah.
I
he'll be
thought he
back.
was a senior this year.
Well, he was, but he's going to. Well,
Again,
I shouldn't say he will be back. He's trying to get a medical.
Well, let's not forget about Fedoni either.
Yeah.
Right.
I bet he's pumped up the most out of all
Is
of them.
Borkature back?
Yes.
Yeah, he's back.
Yep.
See, I mean that's.
And
two
then
tight
who's
ends right-
who's the guy we just got? Who's like the number 2 or 3 tight end in the country from
Carter Nelson?
Carter Nelson. Yeah.
Well,
From
he's good
Ainsworth.
friends with.
But he loves Kalen.
He loves Kalen. He's good friends with Kalen.
We got so that's the thing that's so shitty is like Danny Kalen did so much peer recruiting for us.
Mhm.
Like I don't
You gotta
care.
feel bad for him.
I don't care if he doesn't.
I don't feel
come
bad for him.
here.
He can stay if he wants.
But listen, I don't care where he goes. I'll still root for that kid unless he's playing against us that week. Other than that, I'll root for that kid anywhere he goes.
The only
Sure.
thing I could see is Matt Rule told him ahead he was probably number 2 behind Raiola.
100%.
Yeah.
That's
And-
why he committed to Missouri originally.
Yes, and so once Raiola committed, he said, "Hey, if Raiola doesn't come here, we're getting a hold of you, right?"
Yeah.
And so as soon as Raiola went to Georgia, It was not even a couple
We
days.
flipped him in 5 days.
Yeah,
I seen that, but I seen a tweet that somebody was like, "Oh, I'm really sad for him. He really wanted to be a Husker." Well, if he really wants to be a Husker, he can still be a Husker. They came out and said we're going to still honor the scholarship, so you still have a chance to be a Husker.
That's the thing I'm trying to say is I guarantee he knows he was number 2 to Raiola.
100%.
So he knew if Raiola did eventually come back, that's on him.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. No, who anticipated Raiola coming back though?
Nope.
No one did.
No.
Not one person did.
No. When that news dropped Monday, I think everybody and their grandma.
I had to read it 3 times.
Yeah,
So I had to read it 3 times.
Crap.
Have we asked why is he leaving Georgia?
No.
Or why does you know what I mean? Why is this happening?
Yeah,
No.
so I don't know. Everyone speculated it's NIL fell through, right? For what they promised him.
I don't think it's that.
So, and then the other speculation is Carson Beck coming back. He doesn't want to compete.
Yeah, but he's only going to be there for 1 more year. Does he? I mean, do you guys honestly think that he literally wants to start day 1?
Well, he has a much better shot at Nebraska than Georgia.
I hope he personally wants to. I hope he personally wants to. You know
I
mean?
get that, but does he expect that? I'm kind of worried about that. If somebody were to leave because they didn't expect to start right away,
I don't think Rule would tell him you're just getting it no matter what.
That's what I'm saying. I hope not. So I think there's more to it than just starting or NIL. I think there's got to be more.
Something happened down there. Jesus Christ. Did he get in trouble down there and now he can't go?
No, I doubt
Well, hopefully he's not fucking robbing vape shops.
But he literally moved to Georgia to be closer to the program.
Yeah.
And then something happened in this.
They live in Buford.
Yeah. Something happened in this last week, and it just, I don't think we're ever going to know, to be honest with you.
Oh, probably not. But
so that's my only thing is that's my only concern is what happened there? Why'd that get?
I don't know.
You know.
According to one Georgia fan on their boards, he said the only logical thing it could be
is he likes fat girls.
Yeah.
Girls.
The only other thing that concerns me that we might not get him is that he has not.
Don't get me wrong. I'll put Nebraska girls up against a lot of girls. There's some beautiful girls up here.
But the thing that concerns me right now is that he has not decommitted from Georgia.
I'm not worried about that.
You're not, but generally they decommit and then a week later commit.
Not always.
Not on the flips. There'd be guys soft commits and then flip right at their signing. Just grab the other hat and people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It happened not that long ago to us where it wasn't even a decommit. He just flipped straight to another team.
No, that you're talking about the Kentucky kid.
No.
Because he decommitted from Kentucky and then committed here 4 days later.
No, I'm talking to somebody that flipped from Nebraska to somebody else.
Oh.
On signing day.
No, it wasn't even it was this year. I can't even remember who the fuck it was. We've had a couple of decommitments this year.
What position?
Oh, the dude, tight end. I think it was tight end. Or was it? He was from Kansas.
Running back. It was that running back. Fleming. It was the running back. Lacey, yes.
But he didn't commit somewhere else. It was the dude from Kansas. He literally...
Lacey ain't from Kansas.
No. He literally didn't flip. He just committed to another school. And I can't remember who it was. I can't remember his name.
Was it once we took Carter Nelson?
No. He went to K-State. I know that much. He flipped to K-State. But he never gave us a decommitment. He just went straight to, I'm committed to K-State.
Huh. I can't think of that right now.
Speaking
of running backs, have you guys seen the smoke on the Miami running back?
I have not seen anything on that.
So there was a tweet. Somebody said the 305 to 402 won the coaches. And then I think it was Cooper was like, stop, you're going to break Twitter. And people thought it was going to be AJ Allen.
God.
It was what's the name of that kid?
Let me look.
Posted in Discord.
Yeah, I know. That's where I'm going. His name is Donald Cheney Jr.
Yeah.
Sophomore.
Also, I want to talk about like why are people dissing like Nebraska's like this shithole place to go, like to
Well,
live.
Because they've never been
to live.
here.
They've
It's
never
like-
been here or been.
Like, stop it. There's shit to do here.
Lincoln's fun. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like you're moving to fucking
It's
you
a
know,
college town.
Broken Bow. All right. Which, sorry, no offense to Broken Bow in any means, but like, or Grand Island for that matter. Like, you're going to fucking Lincoln. Lincoln's fun, especially if you're in college.
Kalen
like-
Kalen Barta. That's who I was thinking of.
Okay.
He was a hard commit to. Doesn't say his. Oh, he was a safety. But Kalen Barta, he was the one that just literally just up and said, "No, I'm committed to K-State." It's like,
All right.
okay,
See you later.
yep.
We'll see. Like I said, that's the only thing that makes me nervous about Raiola, but I think it's a done deal. I think too much shit's going on between Caleb
There's two. There he goes,
and
freezing again.
whatnot. I think that's a done deal. Now the question is do we get these other guys? Do like the Fleming thing? You know what I mean? Like, do we get Fleming?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what, because that would be a huge get too.
Oh, that'd be massive.
Oh, we need it. He would be wide receiver 1 day.
I'll be right back.
Right
There
away.
you go. There you go. I'll be right back.
Okay.
What?
Apparently,
I
he's
gotta
got
take a piss. I'll be right back.
He's got to pee.
Jesus.
But no. Then who? I was just looking at, because on 24/7 they have the decommitment list, which is actually kind of fun. We also just lost a JD Crisp. I don't even remember who that was.
I remember. I can't remember what position, but I do remember. Him.
Here's what sucks is
But-
they do not give a good.
But on these decommits, and you might see some more, and you might, because like you said, you got to get down in numbers, right?
Yep.
And Rule kind of even said, he's like, well, if you want to go visit somewhere else, like, we're not going to stop you
Yeah.
because like we don't necessarily need you. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, the one I'm pissed about is Kewan Lacey, the running back, and then
Yeah.
Carlon Jones. That Carlon Jones actually is probably the one I wanted to keep him the most.
I think what's scary though is like even with Raiola is like what keeps him here after year 2, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's where I hope we're diligent enough to like what Rule said, that we're going to take care of our own. Like we're going to pay these guys accordingly as they progress.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
and then like I said, the most impressive thing right now is the lack of kids in the portal from Nebraska.
I know Matt Rule's probably sitting there going, motherfucker, I was hoping about 10 or 12 kids were going to
Right.
fucking roll out, and they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But now I got to be like, well, you're not
What do
going
I
to fucking
cut?
play. Yeah. Like,
Yep.
well, he said he won't cut players. Like, he won't.
Nope.
Like, it'd be such a pain in the ass to manage this shit as a coach, though. Like, it's starting to get to the point where, like, you're actually making your money,
Yeah.
because it's a pain in the ass to have to manage that shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got a lot of help, but at the same time, it's like you still have to make ultimate decisions and whatnot.
All right.
So-
My turn. Take a break.
What's your if Raiola comes here and he's day 1 starter, how much do you think that impacts?
Well, I think there's going to be a learning curve. I think would you be pretty naive to not think that there's not going to be a learning curve going from high school football to Big Ten. So
I agree.
it all depends, which I think our offensive line has improved. I think there's an added incentive for Donnie to make the offensive line even better to protect his nephew.
I'll tell you what, though, Dylan fucking ran for his life at Georgia, at that team from Georgia.
Yeah.
Like, you see all of his highlight videos. Like, that dude is on the verge of getting sacked or getting hit almost every fucking
Stays in the
highlight play.
pocket.
Yep. Or
Stays
moves
in the
it. He
pocket.
moves it really well.
He's
got a fucking rocket arm.
He does.
There's one highlight, dude. He was probably back on the 30. And I think the receiver caught it on like the 10. Like,
Yeah.
He can rip it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I mean, that's really hard to say without seeing him there. Just, I don't know. It's hard
Does
to
that one
say.
player make that big of a difference? I guess that's more of.
It's a huge difference because I think if you look at how our team was this year, now I'll say this: if we had him for this year's team, I think we definitely made a bowl game, right?
Right.
But trying to predict how next year's team's going to be right now, it's hard to say. Like, it's really hard to say because we don't know what injuries we're going to have coming out of fall camp. We don't know.
Another thing that I was going to say, like, okay, with McCord, like, I would never say no to a 5-star quarterback ever, or a guy that went 11-1 at Ohio State.
Yeah.
So I'm not being that fan that's like, oh, because he's not coming here, I'm going to trash him out, right? That's not what I'm doing here. But the thing that with McCord that would make me nervous is because I even read this on somebody else said something along the lines. Well, he's a statue a little bit, like he don't run. He's a pocket guy.
Yeah.
And that we have to. But then, somebody rebutted, which I loved, was like, yeah, we have to use our running backs,
Right.
what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, by no means, I would still love to have McCord here. But Dylan Raiola does move the pocket really well. Like, and when you look at his highlight film from Georgia, his Georgia team, he's fucking running a lot. Like, he is avoiding all sorts of pressure. So that was seeing that in the highlight. I was looking at that more than anything else. Like, that dude evades. He had a Tommy Frazier or a Tommy Armstrong move in there.
Mm-hmm.
His little the super spin,
Yep.
whatever he does. Like, that's the thing that makes me excited, is that maybe he can avoid that a little, like a Chuba. Like, he can get out and move around a little bit.
A little elusiveness.
Not necessarily like upfield moving, but just
Elusive.
getting out of the
Well, he's also pretty big, right? So he can break a tackle. Somebody comes at him, instead of going down like our quarterbacks. Well, minus Henrik Harburg, who's pretty good at it, but
you don't see him on any of the highlight films. Like, he ain't running.
No,
he's not running. He's not a running quarterback.
But he can escape.
Yes.
A sack because he's so big. He can break it off, and unlike Purdy, who's pretty
I would
small.
assume that we're still recruiting his little brother too.
Yes.
Oh well, yeah, no, he's definitely
the last visit he was here was specifically for his little brother, and Nebraska made it very clear: this is your brother's visit, not yours.
Yeah, because what is he? He's going to be a junior this coming season, next season, right?
Still a freshman.
Is he a quarterback too?
Yeah, he's still a freshman. I thought.
Was he a freshman this year?
I thought
he was a sophomore this year.
I thought he was a freshman this year.
So that almost works out perfect.
I think he's I thought he was a freshman too.
Regardless, either way, it works out really well.
Because we were his first offer.
Yeah. But it's like, if he can be remotely close to what his brother is, like, you get one and then get the other, yuck. Like, that's sweet. Like, perfect.
That's like the Packers going from Favre to Rodgers.
Well, no,
because the Niners going from Montana to Young.
See, I'm just getting to it. I fucking hate the offseason. I fucking hate it so much.
You need to get into NFL a little bit more. I mean, me and T still have our seasons.
The Chiefs
going.
are hurting. You want to talk about that?
No, I don't. Like, what do you just shut up and play football, man? Stop bitching and whining and go fucking play the game. Like,
clearly fucking offsides.
Like, dude,
he had his whole foot across the line.
Half his body was over.
Yeah,
I love the meme. I love the meme where it's the guy Denzel Washington. I remember the title. He's offside.
Yeah.
He's lined up offsides.
So I kind of got a fun little topic here to like cleanse our palate a little bit, right? Of football. So you guys know how I love Bill Bush on 93.7 The Ticket, right? Mm-hmm. Well, he does his Bills Thrills, which even if nobody wanted to listen to 93.7 The Ticket every day, like he has his own, like they just did a whole spinoff podcast now where it's just nothing but Bills Thrills, which is fucking amazing. It doesn't have all the ads in it. But anyways, one of his, like, he's just always talking about like bringing back old school things and everything, right? One of his that I thought would really like, I had two of them actually, but the one that stood out the most that I thought would like really stand out to us and bring up some memories was, whose house were you able to just walk in without knocking as a kid?
Ooh.
Like all my friends, dude.
Right. Like you
Like-
remember how you just walked into somebody's house?
No.
Like
I
you
had-
didn't knock at
no.
all.
Dude.
Or even the, what about a knock and roll?
I
Did
had
you have
three.
a knock and roll?
Dude, I had 3 friends in high school that absolutely, like, Casey Freeze is my number one guy. I would walk into his house, nobody home, whatever. I'd be raiding their fucking refrigerator,
Yeah, that
making
was another one. It'd be
making. I'd be making a
nobody's even home. I'd just stay, get some cookies, and wait.
I would be making a fucking goddamn malt or something, right? Because they had a sick ass blender, always had ice cream and shit, right? And then Dave would like walk into there and he's like, "Hey, what's going on, Sean?" Like I was part of the family. Like it was like no big deal
Yeah.
that I was there. Whatever. Like, oh,
T,
absolutely.
no, I never once went into your house without even.
Not mine, but like I could easily just walk into you and Kurt's.
Yeah.
Like there's no knock.
Kurt, yeah,
no
I
knock
would always go
policy.
into Kurt's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ty's house.
Yeah.
And vice versa, they were always at my house when I wasn't there. Like I'd like call my parents from somebody else's house, and I'd be like, "What are you guys doing?" "Oh, we're just hanging out with Casey and Jarvis." Like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess I'll be there in a little bit, you know. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was absolutely that way.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I had a couple of like knock and rolls. You know what I mean? But like, so like his big thing was like, who do you still have as an adult that you could still like to this day? Like
I got a couple.
Jaden, you know,
yeah.
your parents' house, I just walk in.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, you're
now
talking
I
about
find-
parents. I thought you were talking about like me to my friends now.
Well, no, if T were to come to Kansas City, he just walks in.
Yeah.
If I go to T's house, I just walk through his garage.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think like even now, like it's either a full knock or just a walk, and I don't even really do like the knock and roll anymore.
No, just announce your presence. You do one knock and walk in.
Yeah. But like
know?
Right.
that was another thing too, like one of the people called in, they're like, I remember I used to do the walk in, just be like, "Hey, how you doing?" Parents upstairs on the couch, and just walk straight to the basement. That reminded me a lot of your house.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Like Eric and Casey's, just a walk in.
I don't care if this is appropriate or not. I always found this funny. So, my parents told me the story about Casey, my buddy Casey, and he'd just walk into the house whenever. You know, I mean, it was never a knock and roll. It was never, you know, anything like that. You just walk in. And apparently, they were getting with it one night.
Oh no!
Like not only did he walk into the house, but he walked into the bedroom because it was like
Your
probably
parents'
like so it was probably like
why?
because it was like probably like 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. It wasn't like some like weird, you know. They probably had
Middle
the
of the
TV. They probably had the TV on in there or some shit like that. But anyway, apparently they're getting with it. Casey rolls in. I don't think he caught him in the act, but then he like sat on the edge of the bed.
Oh
It was like bullshitting with my parents.
no! They're like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Yeah, they're like, "Hey Casey, how you doing? What's going on?" You know, like that's like it. Like
Now get the hell out of here.
No,
Yeah,
I would
like-
never.
So yeah, like that's how open it was at our house. Like it was. That's like. But it was. I could have easily done that to Dave and Sharon too. You know what I mean? Like we were
Yeah.
just that close. Where like. Or trustworthy. I don't know what the word is for it, but you just
like-
you never felt bad about it.
Yeah,
like,
but like that's the thing is like anymore. Like, do you feel like kids nowadays still have that? Like, you could just roll into your friend's house, you know, your buddy's downstairs or in his room or whatever. You walk in, you say hi to their parents, you go and grab maybe some cookies or something, and then go.
No.
Yeah.
meet.
So my daughter
Yep.
probably does it
Yep.
more than anybody. But like, yeah, I'll have kids at the house when my kids aren't home or what. I'll walk in and be like, well, why the fuck are you here? It's more of that. But like my daughter with her friend Layla, like we'll call, she's not answering the phone or whatever. And we'll call Layla or whatever. And Layla's like, I'm at work. I'm like, well, Maya's at your house. And she's like, yeah, she's just chilling. She's just hanging out, whatever, you know, like.
Is she just covering for her?
Yeah. Like,
No, I have.
I got a great, sorry, Jaden, go ahead.
Well, my daughter, my 15-year-old daughter, Kenna, she has a really good friend that comes over, and she'll just, she acts like she owns the place. She just comes in and she'll walk through the door. She'll see me and she just goes, "Hey, Dad." I
Nice.
mean, she calls me Dad.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's how often she comes over. Her,
Yeah, no, I
our
mean,
house
that's
is her house.
my kids are like super little, right? But like that's my hope is one day for my kids when their friends just whatever, just walk in, do whatever,
walk in.
grab
And that's
some
what-
snacks, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I think it's what kind of, I don't want to say what kind of parent you are, but like we have a really, like, I coach Layla, and
Sure.
I spend a ton of time with some of Maya's friends and Hayden's friends and shit, and like I coach them in different things and whatnot. So like our relationships really almost father son, father daughter, even with my kids as friends. So they feel so comfortable that it's like that's why it's not an issue. That's why they come over and they'll get in the fridge and shit, and then I'll give them shit. I'll be like, "What? Why are you eating me out of house at home? Like, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
But it's not like ever like.
It's just joking around.
Yeah, it's never been like.
So did you
serious,
guys? Did you guys ever have the first time you start hanging out with a friend as a kid? The first time that buddy's like, "Hey, go upstairs and grab us some food," and you're like, "Wait a minute, like I haven't done this in front of
I'm
your
getting set
parents
up.
yet."
I'm getting set up.
Yeah, like I haven't done this in front of your parents yet. And you're like, "No, it's fine, it's fine." And then the first time you do it, the parents are actually like in the kitchen. You just walk in there and grab some stuff. They're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Just grabbing
You know
some
what I mean?
snacks.
You know
You set
exactly
me
who I'm
up.
thinking of
You
too. You know
set me
exactly
up.
who I'm thinking of, Jaden.
Yeah.
But you're like, "Oh, god damn it!" But it just takes that first one, right? And then after that, you're golden, for the next fucking 15 years of your childhood or whatever. But that first time, you're like, kind of creeping in there a little bit. You're like, "Hey guys,
Yeah.
so and so told me to grab some food." Like, it's fine. Go ahead.
Well, it's even like tonight. My wife just informed me is like Maya's got two of her. They got a wrestling meet tomorrow, whatever. So Jody's got to do their hair. Well, I got two girls staying the night on a school night. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like it's not. They'll go to bed, but they'll go to bed when they're told to go to bed. It's not
summer sleepovers as a kid on a weeknight and waking up your dad who had to get up super fucking
mad, just
Boom.
furious. I was furious.
Like,
furious when I have to wake up.
Dude, my dad had to wake up at like 4 a.m, right? Because he was a truck driver, but like just did like in state or whatever. But that motherfucker would work like 5 to 5 or 5 to 6 every day. You know what I'm saying? But he'd wake up at like 4 to like get up, get coffee, everything, get going. You'd be up till like you'd go and rent a game from like Video Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? And then you just be smashing that game all night, and fucking it's like midnight, 1 o'clock, and you're being loud as fuck because you're finally like beating, you're deep in this game and you're finally beating it, you know what I mean? And just be screaming and yelling and be like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like, no,
we're in trouble. We're in trouble.
He's awake. Fuck.
There's a reason I didn't stay at his house very often.
Jaden's we'd be loud as fuck.
Yeah,
but we were in the basement of your house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we were upstairs in mine.
Yeah, you're right next to your parents' bedroom,
dude. Renting the video game thing just set me back too, man. Like,
oh, dude, you go and rent that game and just smash on it all night long.
Oh man, that
just
shit
don't
was
go
wild.
to bed at all.
Yeah,
that was the best, dude.
Well, it was like just even thinking of that is like, do you remember Sega Dreamcast?
Oh,
right.
Jaden
had one.
You did have one. So
Jaden had one.
You could rent the system from Video Kingdom.
Yeah,
right. It was like $20.
Oh man,
for like the whole weekend. So it was like, I'd talk my parents into fucking let me do that, dude. Yeah, and those sleepovers were fucking wild.
Well, remember you had
this system that nobody had.
Dreamcast was way ahead of its time.
Yeah, well, Jaden, you were the first one to have
absolutely.
Sega CD too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jaden was like the Sega.
I had all the
kid.
Sega. Yeah, I had all the Segas.
What was the little Sega handheld back in the day?
Oh shit! What was that?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was like
the answer to the Game Boy.
Yeah, dude.
I don't remember what it was called though.
That thing was sick. The Lynx, Sega Lynx.
I can't remember what it.
LNYX.
That shit was.
I think it was the
sweet.
Lynx.
Hold on.
God, I swear to God, we got to be one of the best generations though, because like, dude.
Oh, we had it all.
Well, it's like some people like, because I play a ton of video games now as an adult, right? It's like one of those things. Like we were coming up with video games. You gotta think, like,
Yeah.
dude, it started with Nintendo with us, right? But then
Yep.
it was like Nintendo 64, Sega Genesis, like, you know what I mean?
Really?
Like
Game
we just
Boys.
kept climbing. We're just keep climbing that.
Yeah.
Like we're
They
part
call
of
it-
that. Like
The Sega
deal.
Game Gear.
Game Gear.
Game
That's
Gear.
what it was. What was the links?
I don't know.
Gear. Yes, it was. That's exactly what it was.
Game Gear, dude. That was tight too. But yeah, dude. Well, you had to smash that video game though, because you only got it for 2 days from Video Kingdom
Yeah.
or Skagway Video. Remember Skagway?
Yeah, and if you didn't bring
Video?
it back, it was like a big ass fine.
Oh, it was massive. More
Oh,
than
yeah.
like triple
More than what it was.
you
Yeah,
rented
we're
it
in it
for.
for. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, you only had 2 days. You just had to smash through that thing. But
There is no
Skagway
such
Video
thing
was
as
the
a
shit
Lynx.
too.
Yeah, but fuck, Blockbuster was it, dude. That's where
Oh,
you went.
yeah.
I mean, they had
Yeah.
every game, and they had
Blockbuster wasn't until like middle school though.
the issue with Skagway Video though is they only usually had one copy of shit, and then that
Yeah.
shit was always out, right?
Yeah.
Like the nice thing about about Blockbuster is they always had like 2 or 3 copies of
Yeah.
shit, so you could go in there and then.
And if it was something popular, they had about 10 copies of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then also if it was out, you would go up to there and
You're-
be like, "Hey, did somebody check this in? Is it in your little bin?"
Yeah. Sir, you're talking to a Blockbuster alum down
Yeah,
here.
right here.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Yep, I had to go. I had to search through that fucking, you know, where they drop it off. You know how many people came up? Hey, do you have this? And I would literally have to go in there and just search through every
Dude,
damn.
Could you imagine if texting was a thing back then? Like we would be like, Jaden, if this game comes in, hide it.
Yeah,
Hide
yeah.
it for us.
Oh,
Well,
You know
no,
what I mean? Like your phone would be blowing up nonstop.
No, we had texting back then.
yeah,
'cause
but
I
it
had,
was charged.
I had the
text.
Motorola Razor. It was ahead of its time as well.
It was no, that's back when we still had Nokias. That thing was you were
No, I
charging
had the
10
Razor.
cents a text.
I had the Razor then.
he's bougie. He had the Razor. I had a
Yeah.
Nokia. I know
I
exactly.
had a
what the fuck you're
Nokia,
talking
yeah.
about.
Yeah.
I could play Snake on it.
Yes. Yes.
Oh shit.
Man.
But well, fuck.
Well, this turned into not so much
Yeah,
a Husker
it did. No.
podcast, but
There,
I know. I didn't even
history
tell you
Caribbean.
about my other one that I had, which
Hmm.
was when you used to call a song into the radio.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dude, you used to call a song into the radio, right?
you
and
have to
then
wait on
like you
hold
wait,
forever.
wait, and be like, hold on, shut the fuck up. It's about to come up 3
Top-
songs. Turn it up. Turn it
Top
up.
9 at 9.
Yeah. So here's one that Bill Bush missed, right? Because obviously he wouldn't have had this when he was a kid. But I remember Hits 106, Top 9 at 9, right? The thing that I remember doing as a kid was remember when we got those badass like Iowa stereos, the AIWA, right?
Oh, yeah,
Where
yeah,
you
yeah,
could
yeah.
record.
Or yep.
You could record on them, right? So you would record the top 9 to 9. But if like they would announce a song coming up, if you didn't like it, you didn't record it, right?
Yep.
So you only recorded the ones that you like. So that was like the first where you can make your own mixtape.
Yeah.
Oh my!
And they would
God.
put you on. They'd put you on the radio, and it's like, "I'm Sean.
would you
yeah,
actually?
like
Yeah.
I'm Sean, and I want to listen
Yeah.
to Green Day Basket Case or some shit
Yeah,
like
so
that.
that was one of his things where he was like, okay, so you call in, you'd be like, hey, I'm Monty from so and so, and I was just thinking about Sharon, and I haven't really heard from her in a while, so I just really like to give her a shout out with so and so like Journey or whatever, and
No.
you
Boys
can
to
just
Men.
hear it in their voice. or whatever.
Soundgarden, or not,
Right?
not Soundgarden. Was that who I'm thinking of? Soundgarden?
No, Bush. You're thinking of Bush.
Oh,
16
okay.
Stone.
No. God, who was that? one?
Glycerine, because Glycerine was a really like that's like
Oh,
you played
yeah.
for your girl.
Oasis.
You know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oasis. Yeah.
But then you also had the other one where it's like, hey, I just said me and my boys were getting cranked up. We want to hear fucking
It's Tuesday night.
Yeah, we want to hear da 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 da. Like, oh, dude. Good dude,
Jesus.
you guys got to listen to Bill's Thrills. Like, if you don't listen to the ticket, you guys got to go listen to Bill's Thrills. Like, that is the shit, dude. That guy cracks me up every day.
No, he's good shit. I do like listening to Bill, and then he
I
does
hope
have
he
good
never
insight.
gets another job other than that.
Well, like but he's got great insight. Like when you
Oh, yeah.
going back to a football thing, like he's
Yeah,
talking
he
about
does.
like paying
Yeah.
players
When
for
he talks about
incentives,
recruiting, when he talks about recruiting,
Yeah.
Or even like going to bowl games and like how much different it is going to a bowl game now, or recruiting back in the day pre-cell phones. That was one of his like, oh, I had to fucking look up, like I had to actually like go to a payphone and call somebody, be like, yeah, you're only like a couple blocks away. You're in fucking East LA. Like, I don't know where the fuck I'm,
and you gotta think about how far that's gone with, like, we have a private jet. I mean, what we went to in one day, we went down to Texas, to East Lansing, to fucking to Columbus, all in a day. You know what I mean? Like, you weren't doing that shit in the fucking 90s.
No.
You're flying a fucking commercial.
That and like recruiting tape now. Just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, Huddle changed the game.
Yeah. I actually had an opportunity to go work for them when they first started, when I lived in Lincoln, and I didn't because it was a high school buddy of ours. And yep. And like honestly, it was like two-parter. One, I didn't think it was like, I thought it was like too good to be true. And two, like they couldn't pay shit because it was immediately starting. And I was like making more doing what I was doing. I was like, God, I really can't afford
Would love to do it though.
Make less. But if you imagine if you would have got in on the ground floor back then, imagine where you'd be now. Like it would literally.
How many people realize that shit started in Nebraska?
Very few. I don't think anyone outside Nebraska would realize that. I don't even think half the people in Nebraska know that.
Because that's another thing that
I didn't realize until a couple of years ago.
That's something that
like it's so crazy that like back in like
it's Callahan started it.
7, 8?
Nope, 2005.
No, but I'm saying in like 2007. I
Right.
think 2008 is when I had like the opportunity, like, and I was like,
that sounds about right. Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, like this doesn't, you know what I mean? I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, that can't be a job. And if it's a job, like you're making pennies. So I was like, oh no, you know what I mean? Like I wish I would have because single dude, not doing shit anyways, you know what I mean? Just partying all the time. Like I should have just completely committed myself to that. Like, cause yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. What do you do?
You live and learn.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're great.
So are we going to try to do this every 3 weeks or so, or what are we thinking?
Well, we're going to have to have one next week. Next Wednesday's early signing day.
Okay.
So we should probably shoot for Thursday next week.
So
wrestling's going to be an issue for me on some of this stuff.
If Raiola doesn't commit, can we just skip or
no? Because then we got to talk about what the fuck's next, and then where do we go from there? You know?
Oh man.
Because does the portal close as well?
Sunday or no? It doesn't.
No,
close,
they got 30 days from when it opened.
But it's a dead period after Sunday.
Oh,
is it really
for recruits for visits? That's why I think Raiola's moving.
I believe that includes transfers also. I'm not sure.
So yeah, I don't know if that's the same or not. But
I don't know. They got that 14 fucking open day window now.
Well, that's true. So
that's transfers.
I guess transfers will still be open, but this Sunday is after this Sunday is a dead period till.
And when's the when? I would say is it January?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But doesn't it reset? Don't your like officials and stuff like that all reset there in January too? Mm-hmm. Or is it after February after this
No, yeah, you're right. It's after the second signing day, so it'd be February.
That's what I was wondering. But
so yeah, so that's the thing. We got to shoot for either Thursday of next week or the next Wednesday after that.
Well, we could do it late Wednesday night because most of your signees will be in by then.
All of them should be in by then.
So we could let me see what, because I think next week, actually, this week was fucking hell. Has been hell for wrestling. I mean, we had a meet yesterday. We have a meet tomorrow. We have a meet Friday and a meet Saturday. That's just Maya's schedule, and then Hayden's on top of it, so it's crazy. But but next week I think it's just a couple of duels, so I don't think it's quite as nuts as what this is this week.
Okay.
But
sounds good.
I'm down if we can try to like continue to do one a month, or you know what I mean, as we get into this deep off.
Well, after signing day, after signing day, you got to talk about it, and then the next signing day to talk about what we officially have.
Right.
Then after that, we're kind of
spring practice.
we're kind of dead. That might be me and Jaden shifting to some NFL stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we're gonna have the combine. We're gonna be good. We're gonna have free agency. We're gonna have the draft. Like,
Yeah. Which I
you
know
know,
nothing about.
playoffs.
Wait.
We're gonna have the
Can't wait.
playoffs.
Can't
Like,
wait
we
for
got to
the
get
draft.
Aaron to buy that fucking mic.
That's true.
Right.
He needs to get on video.
So yeah. So anyone listening, still listening, whatever. If we didn't lose you during our fucking personal talk,
Donate $5 to Aaron's mic grab.
fuck
Right.
that. That's going to me for producer fees. But
Oh,
anyways,
Jesus.
no, we'll probably switch over to some NFL stuff. So anyone interested in that, let us know. If you have questions on that, please send them in. Gladly answer them. I'll try and be better about engaging on social media and all that. But I mean, share it with your friends.
We might want to try it maybe on Wednesday. Let's get a hold of Husker Army or something like that and see if we can get them
Oh
on
yeah,
for
for
like
sure.
for recruiting
Or even
deal.
Ken and
Yeah.
Scott from Gen
Yeah.
Red. Ken and Scott would be a good one to have on.
Yeah, maybe we can do a little collab on the signing day deal or something, you know.
That'd be. I'll reach out to him for sure.
Yeah.
Or even
So.
maybe I'll reach out to Honky too from Go Big Red cast. So
For sure.
cool.
Right on. Well, we ending this shit then?
Yeah, we're out of here. Go Big Red.
All right, go Big
Go Big
Red.
Red.